Alright, welcome back everyone to Slay the Princess. And yeah, once again, we're on a path in the woods and approaching the princess's cabin.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Yes, we all know that. Let's see. Forget which one of these we haven't done. Always wanted to offer Monarch.
That's the spirit.
There we go.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's...
Proceed to the cabin. Sure. Let's see what the cabin looks like this time.
The cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
We're gonna leave the knife here this time.
Is your
enter the basement. Yeah. Let's leave it here. Let's see if we can get this princess out.
Her voice.
Hello?
Is hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
Calm down, dude.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
I think I'm here to slay you.
Good.
Just keep on
You're
going
still
down
listening
there.
to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon, but you may still be able to do. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist.
Yep.
She's beautiful. I am begging you to stay focused.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
See what I can do. Examine the chains. Let's try that.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug.
They're gonna be stuck.
They're large and heavy.
Yeah.
Far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
If there isn't a key, do you have any other ideas? We could check upstairs with keys lying around somewhere up there. If not, we find something to break you free.
Maybe there's some way to break the chains? Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
Yeah, we did that once.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free. You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place. Is someone else here?
Let's see.
You try
the door. Nope.
But it's locked from the outside.
Okay. Turn the bottom of the stairs.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates.
Oh god, okay, she's gonna eat through her arm then.
A sound comes from behind you. The clang of bounce. It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now.
Should
or
we do
we
that?
could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
Yes, the world's gonna end. Oh, what if we try to slay it? What if we slay her? What if we try? Yeah, let's try that.
Without hesitation, you bring the blade down and plunge it into the princess's back. Finally. The wound drives her to the ground. Okay, there's no going back now. I'm with you to the end.
Alright.
You bastard. Were you lying to me this whole time?
Maybe.
The princess pushes away from you, the motion ripping the blade from her back. Wounded, but still alive, she crouches on all fours in the corner of the room and meets your eyes with the ferocity of a cornered predator.
You've made a terrible enemy, and there's nothing in the world that can possibly save you from me.
I thought we had the upper hand, but it's as if she's barely even threatened by us. It's an act. She's wounded and unarmed. There's nothing she can do to hurt you. I'm not so sure. Don't waver now. As you ready your blades to deliver a lethal blow, she lunges at your legs with the same animal ferocity she used to tear at her arm. Your knife cuts into her again and again as you're tackled to the ground, your body racked with pain as she rips into you with tooth and claw.
God, she turned into an
Forget
animal.
about trying to rescue her. This is about survival now. Give her everything you've got. Though your nerves
Slay
are
the
seizing
princess.
with pain, you know you've done your fair share of damage as well, your blade having left deep gashes in the princess's back. You seize a moment of hesitation to throw her off of you and shakily push yourself back to your knees. We can still turn this around.
Give up. Finish the job. Run for the stairs and lock her in the basement. Maybe she'll bleed out. I wonder if we do that and come back, will it be different next time, or will she be a ghost again? We finished the
Steel your
job.
resolve and to take another step closer to the princess. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can still make sure that she won't make it out of here either. Excuse me? What's this about not making it out of here alive? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone in this room is still standing right now. Don't act so surprised. Can you not feel all those gashes and holes pulling you apart? If the princess doesn't do you in here, blood loss is certain to finish the job. You take another step forward, and the princess lunges towards you. The two of you enter one last exchange, a flurry of blade and claw and fleshy ribbons. And then you stop, neither you nor princess able to go any further. You collapse on the ground, and the princess collapses beside you. Blood pools around you both, and you watch each other fade away.
After all this time alone, I thought I'd finally found a friend, but you were just another monster, weren't you?
Silence as the room starts to get fuzzy around you. You've paid a terrible price, but you've saved us all. It's over.
If you think this is it, you're sorely mistaken. One way or another, I'll make sure you pay for this.
But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Oh, okay. Chapter 2, The
You're
Witch.
on a path in the... You're
Yep.
here to slay...
Let's... Okay, no. She's gonna kill me again. They already slew the princess. She almost killed me, but if we got her, why am I here again?
I
Maybe...
can assure you that you didn't slay her and that she didn't kill you. People don't just spring back to life after dying, and the two of us are meeting for the very first time.
Okay.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Brilliant. We need to keep our cards close to our chest, and I'm not sure we can trust him.
The opportunist now.
You know
Okay.
I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder. Did I say I'm not sure we can trust him? Slip of the tongue, bit of the old brain fog. I meant to say that we should probably head over to the cabin and slay that princess. We already know we can't trust her, so let's get on with the show.
Sure.
A warning. Before she will lie,
Yep.
don't worry.
We know. We're here to get the job done.
The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happens to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy.
Hate that
the
description.
only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your
Look in the mirror, see if it
Walk up
shows us
to the wall
something.
next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
Well, it's not a wall.
What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
Let's take the blade.
Take the blade from the shelf. It would be difficult to... Well, if we're grabbing a weapon, we should probably keep it hidden behind our backs. She doesn't have to know we have it. That's not actually a bad idea.
Let's see what the princess looks like now.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw, waiting to swallow you up into the earth.
That's ominous as hell, but
The air
let's
smells
get
of
down.
dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice skitters up from below.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
Let's see, say
Silence,
nothing.
I see. Don't think I've forgotten about you. I recognized the sound of your nervous little footsteps as soon as they came into my home. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
She must have you confused with someone else. She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation. You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions?
Sure.
Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk? You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess. Fine. You're the boss. Thank you.
Oh,
You
she's like
descend
an
the
animal.
basement steps, entering the dark room below. You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
And there you are, one hand tucked away behind your back, gripping that sharp, sharp blade, no doubt.
That's no fair. How would she know that?
So, we've dropped the pretenses. Good.
You made a comment back in the woods about having been here before. Now she's acting like the two of you already know each other.
Because we do.
Oh, no. You've already been here, haven't you? That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it. So, you really don't remember us, do you? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true. I'm just glad we could put all this behind us. Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her.
I wonder if we could get this version of the princess
Let's
out.
chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy.
Yeah, I think that's the way to
Don't
go.
talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
I made a mistake. Don't worry about the blade. The blade isn't for you, or not for killing you. We've got to get you out somehow. got the sense you're not happy with me. Started gnawing your arm off. Things got out of hand. We both died last time. Look, I know things got messy. There's something bigger than both of us at work.
I suppose you didn't come into my hovel of your own accord, did you?
You're correct.
All right. I suppose I could team up. I need a way out after all, and unfortunately, you're the only one I have.
Seems to me like she's offering a mutually beneficial arrangement. We should take it.
She's probably gonna kill me the second I turn my back.
Do you know what the word mutually means? Because it sounds to me like she's offering an arrangement that benefits her and her alone.
Yep. Let's see. Give her the blade. I don't want to give her the blade. I don't trust you not enough to free you, definitely not enough to get close to you. I like to be straightforward with my intentions. I didn't care for how you treated me last time. I think you might be a danger to the world. Oh, I don't want to leave her in the basement. I don't want to give her the blade either. Yeah.
And why would I do such a thing? Is someone's guilty conscience getting to them? But I wouldn't worry. As much as I may hate you, letting you live is in my best interests. If you get me out of here, the only thing that will be dead and buried is the bad blood between us.
Oh, I'm gonna have to give her the blade,
Oh,
aren't I?
that nagging feeling you mentioned is me, by the way. I'm actually a little anxious about a potential backstabbing event. She needs us to get out of here. We'll be fine if that's what we decide to do. You won't be fine because destruction is in her nature. If she gets out of here, that's it for the world, remember? Even if that's true, that doesn't automatically mean she's going to stab us in the back.
True.
I think that depends on your definition of words like stab and in the back. She might not literally do that, but she could very well symbolically do the same thing. See? He gets it. There's nothing wrong with looking out for number one.
I guess I'll cut you out of here. I don't want to hurt you. God, I don't know if I want to give her the knife. That just seems like a genuinely bad idea. Let's try that.
Oh, I don't need you to cut me out.
The princess grins as the chains fall from her wrist.
Okay.
She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart, really. She knows how to hold her cards close to her chest. This is why she can't just be abandoned here. If left to her own devices, she'll find a way out. Now stop her.
No. Okay, let's leave. Leave with the princess. Yeah.
Yes, let's.
She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time. She never breaks eye contact, even as the two of you find yourselves face to face. She's silent for a long moment, as if testing to see what you'll do now that she's within arm's reach.
After you, darling. You're the one it lets come and go. It's best if I follow.
Oh no, we can't have that. If anyone is going to turn their back on anyone else, she's going to turn her back on us. It shouldn't
Yeah.
matter who leads and who follows. We're working together here. Well, if it doesn't matter, then she can go first. We may be in this together, but that doesn't mean we have to trust her. We're armed and she's not. What's she gonna do? Bite us when we're not looking?
I mean, she's got claws.
You're talking a lot about trusting someone who, by her very definition, cannot be trusted. I don't know how many more warnings I have to dole out, but if you help her out of here, you're going to regret it.
Clearly there's some broken trust here. What if I give you this? I don't want to give her the blade.
And turn my back on you? Do you think me a fool? Your tricks are one of the only things I've known, and I've learned better by now.
Just go first.
Alright, Go first or we stay here.
The princess leans close, her nose twitching as she sniffs your neck inquisitorially.
Excuse me, personal space, ma'am.
What is she doing? I think she's trying to figure out if we're lying, so it's a good thing we didn't lie.
Your stink is the stink of a wretch, but not of a liar. If I have to go first, I'll go first. But I'll have you know my ears are sharp, and I've got eyes on the back of my head. They'll be watching.
Eyes on the back of her head? Does she really? No, we're fine. The princess pointedly turns her back on you and starts up the stairs.
Step onto the stairs.
You follow close behind her, the two of you walking on tiptoes through the knotted roots of the basement stairs. It's time, boys! Stab her in the back! Do it! Do it now! Wait, I thought we were helping her escape. Of course we're not. You didn't buy all that noise I was putting down, did you? I was just waiting for a moment for us to strike. She has it in for us, you know.
Not stabbing her in the back. I said not stabbing her in the back. I make the choices here. It's an amazing idea I totally never saw coming. I'm not going to praise you, but I am going to stab her in the back. Look, fine. No. No.
You do realise that she hates us, right? If we don't make the first move now, she's going to find a way to make the first move herself. Why would she do that? She wants to leave, which means we need to work together. And she knows that. She wouldn't just act against her best interests.
Yeah.
I don't know. If I were her, I'd betray us. Look at me right now, suggesting betrayal. You really need to learn to put yourself in someone else's shoes.
I don't know. I'm not going to stab her.
With that little weasel. You have an opportunity to save the world. You should take it.
Your world. No.
And that's a great idea. See, this is why you're in charge and I'm not. You think things through. You stick to your guns. It shows real leadership, and more people should be like you.
Okay, suck up.
We're almost there. You better not try anything. I know you're thinking it.
Us? No, never. I can't believe she'd even suggest that. The gall. The princess reaches the top of the stairs and crosses over the threshold, turning back to smile at you.
Bye-bye, you loathsome little nuisance.
Oh, god damn it.
Then she slams the door on you. Its lock swiftly clicks into place. Maybe not stabbing her in the back wasn't such a great idea. The princess cackles from the other side of the door.
How does it feel to be locked away and forgotten by the world? Isn't it just awful? I do, but I just couldn't help myself. And we both know that you're already scheming about how to get back at me if I ever open this door.
But am I, though? Am I? Do I want to get back at you?
So we're going to stay exactly as we are right now. For as long as either of us live.
Oh. Wonderful. Force the door?
You throw yourself against the door. It won't budge.
Yeah, I figured that wasn't gonna work.
As if I could
yes,
ever
I gotta-
trust you after
yeah,
everything
no.
you've done to me. And after what I've done to you, you can't trust me either. Neither of us is ever getting out of here. It's in our nature to be trapped.
Why isn't he saying anything? I think he's gone.
Oh, I didn't think I'd ever have to see you face to face again. Otherwise, I might have given you a little more courtesy at the top of the stairs. No hard feelings, I'm sure. Why is everything going away? I feel cold.
'Cause you got out. There we go. Alright, so we did get her out. Perfect.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
Nope.
And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Let's see if we're gonna be withered again. It's the end for you, but it's not the end for
What
me.
is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now. You better watch your back. You can't get rid of me that easy.
Gaze into your reflection. Yep. We've unraveled. Oh. We got an achievement. Approach her.
There's a world beyond the endless walls of the long quiet. We're supposed to be there. Do you know what we'll find out there?
I have no idea. It's a rhetorical question. There's trees and stars, and there are people, I think. At least there are supposed to be people. Oh god, do you have thoughts on this vessel? Do you know what's gonna happen when you awaken? Send me back, I'm not alone. The voice that speak to me, some of them are me, but... Narrator, and he wants me to kill you. Do you have a narrator?
No. Their thoughts are quiet. Do you think your narrator lives in the spaces beyond?
Maybe. He does. I don't know why, but I don't know this for a fact. He does. I don't know what I'm going to do to him when I find him. He does when I find him. You know, I'm finally going to have answers. He does when I find him. I'm going to kill him. He does, but you're going to keep that to yourself. Maybe.
Do not look to one who fears me for your truth. The only answers worth knowing are those we can find within ourselves.
Okay. Let's see. There's trees and stars, yeah.
There is a warmth and sadness in me at the thought of people. Fresh tears on a winter's day. They are not like us. They do not last.
Let's see. How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
One. Whatever you bring me next will be enough. And then gravity will pull the others back to me. I will be singular. A final multitude.
Okay, just gonna stay here. Nah, I'm ready to go back. Yeah.
The next time I see you, each of us will finally know what we are.
Okay then.
I will be here, waiting for you.
I'll try to get your next you. Chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods.
Yep, we've done this
You're
once
here to
before.
slay-
The end of the world. Yep, all the OG options. Silently continue.
You make your way up the short path. We're not going to go through with this, right? Ignore him.
Proceed into the cabin. Let's see if it's a regular cabin or not. It looks like a regular cabin.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The blade is your
No. Let's just enter the basement. Not bring the blade.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen... Her voice.
Hello?
Is hip. Don't let...
Continue down the stairs.
Still listening to reason.
See what the
Would be
princess
better
looks
if you
like.
You walk down the
Okay,
stairs
it's like the
and
OG
lock
princess.
eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist. She's beautiful. I am begging you to...
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains? Okay.
What's your name?
Oh.
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both?
Princess,
Can you imagine
princess.
being named Princess Princess?
Oh, I forgot we need the knife for the chains, otherwise she's gonna bite her arm off. Yeah.
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess. That's hardly relevant.
I agree, but it was a fun
Okay,
option.
but actually, what has she been eating? She has to eat, right?
To keep you locked away here, this doesn't add up. It isn't worth the risk. Go upstairs and retrieve the blade.
The princess hesitates before responding. She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life. She knows what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you want to hear.
Are you looking for the truth, or are you looking for the right answer? Because with the dynamic we have going on here, I don't think the specifics of what I do really matter.
Okay.
It's not like you'd believe me.
Alright.
Thank you.
I go back
Turn
up and
back
get
to the
the
stairs.
blade.
Where are you going? You can't just... You'd better hope for your own sake that I don't slip these chains before you make it back down here.
Slip these chains? She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. She has to be bluffing, but I'd hurry if you rush up to the first... Okay. If we're sure about this decision, I'll support it. I suppose we have a world to save after all. You slowly creep down the basement stairs. It's quiet. Where the princess sat only a moment ago,
Yeah, I should shoot
there's
her arm
only
off.
a severed arm, its cooling flesh still chained to the wall. And she is nowhere to be seen. Is it just me? Or did this room get a lot bigger? Oh, you coward!
Ah!
No, I don't think we can. Why don't you come closer? I have something to show you.
We ultimately want her to get out, right? So, let's
Your
just...
eyes
yeah.
dart to the corners of the room. You don't see her. Where is she? You close the door behind you. Almost magically, its locks immediately click into place. Maybe they'll open if you finish the job.
Come on out, investigate the arm. Oh, wait, I'm gonna... Wait.
Do you want to play a waiting game? I've been down here a long, long time. I'm very good at waiting.
I figured that's what she was gonna say.
You do your best to patiently wait her out. But eventually,
Uh-oh.
exhaustion starts to... Come on, wake up. We can't fall asleep down here.
Venture in the shadow.
You
She's
step
gonna
into the
attack
shadows.
first.
Too late, you hear
Yep.
the quiet patter of feet against the basement floor, followed by the taut pull and sharp pain of tearing flesh as the princess lunges into you from behind and drags you to the floor. Her ferocity overwhelms you, and as the princess rends flesh from bone, your limp fingers lose their grip on the blade. It slips from your hand, your one last means of defense, lying useless beside you in a pool of your cooling blood. I suppose you just lacked the will to fight back.
Well, that's
This is the
unfortunate.
end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. You shouldn't have let that fear creep into your heart. You had the upper hand, and now look at you. Everything goes dark,
Damn it.
and you die.
Alright. That did not
You're
go how I
on the
wanted it
path.
to. Yes,
You're
yes,
here
yes.
to-
I know.
A warning. Before you go in, she will lie as a cat. Don't. She could have gotten out of there whenever
Voice
she
of the
wanted to.
hunted. Oh,
We
okay.
should trust nothing that she tells us, only what we hear and smell. That's a very roundabout way of saying that you should listen to me and take this seriously. Maybe.
go to the cabin.
The interior of the blade is your...
No.
steel claw. I guess we'll just have to trust that we made the right call.
Let's go out. Go down without the blade.
Here if we need
Talk
it.
to
The
her,
door
see
the
what she
basement creaks
is.
open, revealing what's left of an old wooden staircase. It's still sturdy enough that you can make your way down in one piece, though you'll have to be mindful of holes. The air seeping up from below is oddly warm and wet, as if you're descending into a jungle. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. She growls up the stairs.
I can smell you.
She sounds almost feral, impatient, or maybe eager. You carefully make your way down the stairs.
Let's see what this princess looks like.
The last step gives way to the damp earth floor of a starlit pit. The walls are obscured by an impenetrable darkness, giving the illusion that the room might stretch on forever. You brush against the wide leaves of plants that surround you on all sides, seemingly the only living things that occupy this strange underground wilderness. The jungle is pressing in on us, hiding her from view. She could be anywhere. You see only a flash of the princess before she scurries away into the underbrush, dragging her heavy chain behind her. Remember, she's just a princess. She's certainly not just a princess.
Yeah, I'd say so.
You're not helping. It doesn't matter what she is. It only matters what she does. Her shining eyes appear between the leaves, staring hungrily at you from the darkness.
I can hear your heart pounding from the bottom of the stairs, fledgling. You're right to be terrified. I'm so much more than you.
A shiver rushes up your spine and pulls you upright. The air's shifting. She's getting ready to pounce. Move, now.
In chains again, we're fine. You're about to attack me. I can see right through you. We're gonna have to kill each other. You know that, right? Let's try that.
There's a shift in the humid air, and something enormous
Oh, Jesus.
lunges from the shadows, her maw unhinged and dripping, her eyes fierce and full of hunger. She is too quick to outrun, too nimble to outmaneuver, too determined to overpower. This is her domain. You are devoured. I guess that's it then, isn't it? Unfortunately for you, no. This isn't it. You are in a dark, caustic place. A thick, fibrous lining constricts around you, its slick surface impossible to grip. Your hands scrabbling uselessly at your surroundings as they compress in on you. Your lungs can barely expand in such a tiny space. Not that the humid, finite air grants you more than a few shallow breaths at a time.
You spoke when you needed to act.
The liquid pooling beneath you starts to seep into your skin. You itch, then sting, then burn as the acid begins its slow work.
Well, that's horrific. We're getting digested.
When I killed you, I tried to leave this place, but it wouldn't let me. You belong down there, it screamed at me. The world is better off without you in it.
The flesh around you rumbles as the princess begins to move, her thundering footfalls twisting you helplessly about. Your skin protests as the corrosive liquid sloshes around you, but there will be no respite for you in sight. The burning grows stronger, and you can feel layers of you being peeled away.
But you don't belong down here. You came from somewhere else. You came from out there. So I consumed your dead heart, and I carried it in my throat, and I draped what was left of you on my back, and I threw myself against that door.
She stops, her muscles tensing around you, and through the muffling layers of her flesh, you hear the whine of straining metal. And with a pop, she lurches forward, your body lurching right along with her. Her chains. She's loose.
But even then, it denied me freedom. You cannot fool me by draping yourself in decay. I know your true nature, and it is suffering.
Gravity pulls at you as you're hefted upwards. the distant creaking of ancient wooden steps barely audible over the thudding of the princess's heart.
And then it was gone, and I was here. A new enclosure, a nicer cage, but still a prison. I learned from my wounds. You're alive now. We can leave together.
Does that work? Could she free herself if we're alive in here? Do you really need me to give you a definitive answer for you to understand that the situation is grim? Stop her. Do something.
No, because I kind of want her to
Steel,
escape.
But we have tooth and claw. Tear through her before we are her.
You can leave, just let me go. Now let's leave.
Can I?
The click of what you presume to be a door ripples through the layers of suffocating flesh.
That wasn't so hard.
You feel her take another massive step, and then another, and then... And then... It's gone quiet, hasn't it?
I guess I don't need you to be a part of me. How lucky for you. This place is cold.
Alright, so we got the princess out. And that should be the last one.
She's gone. Where did she go? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
Just approach the mirror. What's it gonna say? Gaze into your reflection. You are nothing at all. Oh, we faded away. Can't be nothing. You see it, a figure faint veiled in the shadow just beyond the reflection. It's like a beak. Teeth, maybe? The eye looks like a bird head. Are
I
you
think
me?
you know what I am.
Oh. So you're the narrator. So many questions for you. Does it hurt when pieces of you break off like that? Did one destroy you? Every time I ask you something, a piece of you breaks. Are you part of me or something else? Oh, I just realized that's an eye. Oh, holy crap. Is that another? And another? Wow, okay. Destroy the mirror. I don't know if I want to destroy it.
The narrator. Yes. I suppose that's my job, isn't it?
Oh God.
You needed help after all. An objective voice to guide your blade. But you were never supposed to see me. I wonder how many worlds you've damned to extinction to fall this far.
Many?
I'm an echo. Likely one of many. Somebody made you after all, and I'm what's left of him. Not that I'm the only one who can make that claim. I'm sure you've met many others like me.
Just like you said it before, has every narrator really been different? Does it hurt piece you break off like that? I don't want to destroy you. Every time I ask you something, a piece of you breaks. Are you part of me or something else? I've met you many times. Have you been the same you all along? What is the princess? Did you make her too? Yeah, let me
She
ask
is the
that.
shifting mound, the ebb and flow, the capacity to change. She is transformation, or most of it. Her nature is why I had to die, for she becomes that which others perceive her to be. But an echo can't perceive things, not in the way that people can. So I tucked a part of myself into the folds of this construct to guide you. This isn't the end just yet. You can still destroy her and save everyone. You were made to do this single task, and you will still have a chance to fulfill your purpose once I'm gone.
Let's see. If I destroy her, won't I be alone?
Yes, you will. But it will all be worth it.
After everything you've done to us, you think anyone deserves to live?
Nobody alive has done anything to you. I'm all gone. But if you and the princess want to smite the rest of them for the crimes of a dead man, if you really want to be that petty, there isn't much I can do to stop you.
How would you want me to destroy the concept of
Because
transformation?
among other things, she is death itself. To rid the world of suffering, to save untold trillions from being
okay.
lost forever to the cosmic wind, she must be destroyed.
If I destroy her, how's that existence any better than death? Or different from death? What would it be like to live in a world without her? Before, Are you part of me or are you something else? I think it's clear he's something else. Could you have told me all this from the start? If she's capable of becoming what people perceive her to be, can't I just will her into something small?
As you are now, you won't be able to will her into anything. You don't work the way a living being does. Not anymore.
Okay.
And as you were before, you couldn't be trusted with the knowledge of what she is. No one could be trusted with that knowledge. Intrusive thoughts have a way of creeping in and ruining everything. It's why I had to die.
Yeah, if I destroy her, how does that exist
When I
any better
broke
than
the
death?
cycle, I made sure that the tear was rough. You carry a part of what should be her, and she carries a part of what should be you. Things won't be as they are now, but they won't be nothing either. Besides, anything is better than oblivion. In the end, nobody wants to leave.
You're delusional. He might be. Yeah.
Burdenless. An eternal pattern of forgetfulness leading into the joys of rediscovery. Everyone will be with the ones they love. No more fear. No more howling chaos. Just life. Forever. There's a cruel irony to it all. The only way I could share my dream with the world was to never be able to see it for myself.
Alright, only 2 more questions. I've met you many times, you've been the same one all along.
And that's by both necessity and design.
Okay.
This construct you're in exists in many places at once. Anytime you failed, anytime you thought yourself dead, it would restart and shunt both your consciousness and hers into another world. But you'll be awake soon. And then it won't be able to work like that anymore.
Run out of questions. Death of the author. Okay. I'm not going to slay her. I want you to know that before you die for good.
Well, there's no reasoning with a god. Even one you've woven into existence yourself. I've said my piece, and my time is up. It's like I said, I'm just an echo. And echoes always fade away.
You are the long quiet. Oh. See to the cabin one last time. There's nothing for you to find. Oh, Jesus.
I can finally see you, and you can finally see me. It's been so long, and my heart has ached for this moment. I've missed you dearly.
Do you know about the Echo? Did you hear our conversation? I'm the Long Quiet, but I don't really know what that means.
Names are their attempts to capture that which cannot be captured. They call me the Shifting Mound, a pale imitation of what I actually am. Every word you spoke found its way to me. I know him, and I know his construct. He was deluded by his fear of death. Pay him no mind.
What happens now?
Ever the passive player, always reacting and never acting. But it's woven into your nature, isn't it? When the Echo spun us from one into two, he gave you a choice and me a role to play. I am not death, but I contain it in my multitudes. So, will you attempt to destroy me and bring about a world devoid of death and the possibility of meaning? Or will you open the final doors to our liberation?
So many stories we've left unfinished. Do you have a say in all of this? Let's talk this through. If I let you out, entire world ends for good, and I can't do that. If you were always going to become this, what's the point of me doing anything? There has to be another way. I can't just come down on me. It can't just come down on me whether destroying you or letting you out. I told you what was going to happen when we reached this point. It's time for us to leave this place. Yeah.
Of course I have a say in all of this. You and I share reflections of each other's burdens, just as you and I share reflections of each other's gifts. If we didn't, the winding paths that brought us here wouldn't have been full of strife and conflict.
Yeah, let's talk this through.
My very nature is paradox, as is yours. You cannot use words to grasp at things that are beyond their reach, and you cannot rationalize that which defies logic. But violence and passion are dances that both of us know well. If this is what it takes to enlighten you, then so be it.
I didn't...
You are devoured. Pray for something bigger than you that stalks and slinks in shadows. Within, you are tightly bound and choke on heavy air as acid burns its way into your pores. A nest of things devouring within things devouring.
This isn't what I wanted! I just wanted to talk!
When dissolved, you gifted me a life. Perhaps it was fear that drove you. Perhaps it was compassion. But the outcome of an act matters more than its intentions. There's a natural order to the cycle of things sustaining things. A world without sustenance is a world without relationships. And it is our relationships that give us form and substance.
Without desire, we have no need for relationships to be all alone. No need for relationships to be all alone, but if we had no desires, would being alone be so bad? Cannot use eating me to prove that you're right. My intentions do matter. I freed you to save myself. I won't engage with violence.
You seek to remove complexity itself. But it is complexity that adds color to experience.
I'd agree with that.
A trick behind your back and a trick behind mine. We dance, revolving and revolving around each other, but forever stuck in place. We both move and yet we both don't, for each of us watches the other instead of ourselves. But forever is not forever. You let me move and I slammed the door. But that is not the end. And both of us must face our partner once again. The barbs twist deeper, but they do not have to. To change is to hold the potential to rise above. Would you limit yourself to what you are now? Or would you like to see what you might become tomorrow?
Stop the fight early and surrender. With time, we could have been... Yeah.
And there is always time. A shiver passes through you as unseen fingers, cold as the grave, dance across your skin. They remember the violence you inflicted on them, and yet they do not return it. I offer you a path to your redemption, and you take my hand in yours. You felt the pain you caused another, and you were willing to sacrifice everything you thought was you to set me free. Without sin, there is no redemption.
Yeah.
And yet there is nothing left for you to sacrifice, so long as you accept me with open arms. Your lover tried to stake into your body, and another, and another, and another. Do I miss your heart because I can't stand to see it go? But the stakes meant nothing to you. You had a desire, and you set that desire free. You lifting me and me lifting you. Forever and ever and ever. Consumed by true belief, there was nothing that could hold us back.
I was blinded by emotion. I want that feeling back. That feeling never left me. Yeah.
Then there's no need for you to fight with the eye. Whenever you're ready, we can leave together. Hand in loving hand.
Not until you see things from my... Yeah, I'm gonna go with that
If
one.
you need more time to open your eyes, then I will give you all the time in the world.
You are weightless, suspended in the gravity of an idea that threatens to consume you. And you are alone. A tiny island caught between the death of the old world and the birth of the new. But alone is not helpless. When you were confronted with my vessel's apotheosis, you chose against all odds to defy me, to hold on to your inner self with all its flaws, even in the scorching light of my divinity. Without me, there are no externalities to resist. And it is struggle that carves meaning into consciousness.
I still defy you now. I miss when that was you. You were consumed by your own ego. I won't engage with violence. Yeah.
But in your defiance, I have already won. There is no power without resistance. Our actions feed each other into something greater.
The clash between you and Bates should begin to shake, your will rapidly dissolving.
Nothing
Oh wow.
is immutable. Everything that is exists only in relation to everything it isn't. There is no constant. There is no center. Open your eyes and accept what we are. We can leave this prison together.
It's easy to believe in the things you believe when you get above it all. What happens? What do you think happens if we leave here? I'm gonna go ahead and leave. If I wanted to fight you, how do we leave? I was told there was enough of you in me to preserve meaning into existence. I'm going to trust that that's true. To fight for a better world. cruelty itself, and I cannot let you exist. I don't know what the answer is, but there has to be something else. It can't be this. I won't kill you, but I will not set you free. Done everything you can to make me understand your perspective, but you keep dismissing mine. You think you can change me, and I must be able to change you. Ooh, I kind of want to save here. Yeah. Your cruelty itself. I don't know if she's cruelty itself. Oh, do we ultimately... What happens if we leave here?
This universe dies, and a new one is born. And that one dies, and a new one is born. And you and I get to witness it all, weaving a tapestry of life wherever we go.
Yeah.
It's from my vantage point that I can see the totality of truth.
Let's see. Okay, ready to go, but how do we leave?
Nothing brings me greater joy than to hear those words. The final piece lies with you.
Free yourself. What does that mean? Fall into yourself. Hibernation you feel, sensation in limbs you couldn't fathom. It's here except for her. It's you. You feel your wings spanning a cosmic scale, but twisted and crumpled and bound in agonizing tension to a finite plane. You feel the glass of the construct pressing in on you, confining you across infinite sides and infinite angles. You push back and straight against it. It does not yield. Take her hand. All at once, the unyielding tension breaks. Oh. You are free, and she is with you. Words, no thoughts describe absolute reality, something that simply is. So what happens now?
Everything. Just like it always has been. And just like it always will be.
Alright. Step into infinity. You and she step forward into 1,000 dawns and 1,000 sunsets, each of which contains 1,000 more. You exist and you are aware, just as you always have been, just as you always will be. Conflict is in your nature. The two of you will never be alone. The two of you will never know fear. You and she are finally whole. Only new beginnings. Interesting. I want to see if we can get the other, what if I load and then go back here, and I try to slay the princess? Let everything die. Yeah, I was told there was enough of you in me to preserve meaning into existence.
Even now you think you can destroy me. If it takes all of eternity to break your delusion, I will still break it.
Let's see what happens with this choice. I can do this alone. My voices went louder. I thought you died when I looked in the mirror.
I think that's wrong, but I'm not sure it's right either. But we can worry about all that later. You'll never be able to strike a decisive blow from out here. There's still a piece of me nestled close to where it all began. I can take you there. I can take you to her heart.
It's time to resume our dance.
She's relentless, isn't she? Let's make this quick. Are you ready?
Sure, let's go.
Then let's go. And here we are. I'd say we were back where it all started, but I guess it's a little after that, isn't it? Do you
need me to describe things?
Nope.
That's probably for the best. It's always seemed to give us more options than not.
Let's see. I'd like that for old time's sake. I like that.
The stairs. Do you remember the first time we were here? The first time we heard her voice?
We both know why you're here. You don't have to draw it out for my sake.
It sounded just like that. A little sharp, a little menacing. Only she didn't know us. And down we go. We shouldn't keep her waiting.
No, we shouldn't.
And there you are, knife in hand. That sight brings me back. You're going to do it then, aren't you? You're really going to kill me. You'll have all of eternity to yourself after this. Why don't we chat a little before I go?
Sit with her. Nope.
So this is it then. Let's see this through.
So, that's how it is. Whatever world you want to build without me, I hope it works out. Despite our differences, I've always loved you, and I wish you nothing but the best.
You blink and the princess is gone. All you have left of her is a small, melancholic weight that sits at the borders of your heart. Well, that's sad. Tale was rough. You carry a part of what should be her, and she carried a part of what should be you. Things won't be now as they were then, but they aren't nothing
She's
either.
Gone. And I don't think she's coming back.
No, she's not. A small part of her is with us.
Is that a metaphor, or are you being literal? It doesn't matter. We don't need to linger down here anymore. Let's get going.
Let's get going indeed. Leave the basement behind. Then the stairs. Then the cabin. You leave the cabin itself.
It's quiet here.
Path in the woods outside are empty canvas, but there's even more to see beyond this place, the fruits of your labor, a world free from death. Set yourself free. Everything here is you, okay? Ah, okay. Push back and strain against it. It does not yield. Ah, so she isn't
He's
there
gone.
to help us this
She's
time.
gone. No one is left to trap us here but us.
Open your heart and bear witness to your new kingdom. Ah, okay. Then the shattering. You are free, and before you lies the endless expanse of absolute reality. A new absolute reality, one forged by your will, by a long and arduous cycle of bloodshed that has stained your hands countless times over. But there will be no more bloodshed in this new
It's
world.
finally over, isn't it? But all of us are still here.
Oh.
The whispering, and the coercion, and the bickering. Everything horrible about being alive has stopped. I could get used to this. That wasn't very hard at all. Speak for yourself. Well, boys, how does it feel? We're not just on top of the pecking order, we are
the pecking order now. Yep.
I hope this was all worth it, because I'm personally inconsolable. Well then, I guess the only thing left to do is figure out what happens next.
Slay the princess, a new and unending dawn. Interesting. Which world would have been better, the one of our own creation, or the one that had us and the princess and actual strife and struggle and, fighting to try to maybe get better? I don't know. I think the reality with us and the princess was probably the better one. Ah. Join the subreddit. That's cool. That's a good idea. Although stuff here. Return to the main menu. Yeah, that was Slay the Princess. Both endings, question mark, and ending, 2 endings? I'm not sure how many endings there are. But that feels like the 2 endings that we were meant to get. So that was really, really good. That was honestly so much more than I thought it was going to be. I figured this was going to be just a simple game. You sit down, play it, finish it in like an hour, and go, wow, that was cool, and then, move on to, something else. No, I think this one's going to stay with me for a while. Definitely a lot to think about with this one. But I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments section below. This game, I wasn't originally even going to buy it, but I saw it on Steam, and it was just so highly recommended. And I started looking at all the comments on it, and people were like, just play the game. Just play this game, you'll see why it's good. And we definitely found that out. Yeah, I thought that game was honestly fantastic. It was very, very good. The voice acting in it was also excellent. Oh, wow. Oh, Jesus. I didn't realize that happened. That's kind of cool. But anyway, guys, that's it for Slay the Princess. I'm going to leave this one here. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much. Bye for now.